Now I can cut in this paint, can I? To the bottom of that, to the casing or the cabinetry, down at the bottom of the base, all that kind of stuff. So everything has to be done in sequence, okay? All right, I think that finalizes this particular video. It's actually given me a few things to think about too when I get all done. You know, whenever you get done with the painting job, are you really all the way done? If you look hard enough, I'm sure you'll find other little things that need to be touched up. This, that, and the other thing. I saw a couple things. I saw a couple things the other day. I saw little bolts right next to the electrical outlet right here. And I thought, you know what that is? It's probably a sheetrock nail that's backed out, that's puckered to sheetrock. And if I don't scrape that off, that nail is just going to eventually pop the sheetrock off and the paint off 3 months from now, 4 months from now, and I'm going to be fixing it then. I'd rather fix it now. Sure enough, there was a nail there, sheetrock nail. So on sheetrock nails, you don't want to just pound it in with a hammer and call it good. Take a nail set and actually sink it just a hair further to make sure that it doesn't want to come out again. If you just pound it with a hammer flat, let's say, and say, okay, yeah, I've dimpled in the sheetrock from the hammer, that's not going to come out, and 9 months from now, there's a pucker there again because the sheetrock, because the nail has just loosened up and come out. How does that happen? I have no idea, but it does. So I put some caulking there, and I ended up scraping something off right there. I put a little bit of caulking there. So see, I mean, I'm going to have to touch things up like that still. And there's different things like that after I painted the ceiling. This ceiling with 2 coats of flat paint. I noticed there was a hairline crack where the 45-degree wall angle was up there, and I don't know if you can see a little line along there where I caulked it just recently. Right in through here. I caulked it. And it's kind of discolored. Can you see it over here better? That line right there, boom. That's because that's caulking. I've got to get up there with my paintbrush and flatten that out. And look, there's another little spot there, two little boom right there that I scraped off. And then as I was cutting in the ceiling, look, I got the paintbrush hit right there. I got to touch that up. I mean, you'll see different things when you get done painting. We had to put the king size mattress up through here, and it barely fit. And as the guys were doing it, of course they scraped the ceiling. See, right along in there, and then they gouged up the ceiling at 3 different spots up in here. You can see that one little white mark right there, and there's a couple other ones. That's because I've caulked it already. See, right in there. There was one, and then there was another mark there. Here's the other mark. And so I've got to cut that in and do all that. I mean, this is a good sign of workmanship when you get all those things taken care of, okay? And then my transition of the wall down to the ceiling, I put some masking tape here along the ceiling and the wall, because I didn't want to see this ceiling paint beyond this corner of the bullnose trim. If this was an outside corner, I could have, that was square, but I put masking tape up there, and see how when I pulled the masking tape up, it pulled up a little bit of the paint and the line. See right in there, the masking tape was straight, but because there's sheetrock spray texture on the wall and stuff, it dipped up. And so it looks like I still got to do a little bit of work. I got to cut that in. See how the spray texture? Right there. It doesn't. You don't get a very clean, straight line, even by putting masking tape. The masking tape was nice and straight, but so I'll have to cut the ceiling, the wall paint, which is on this ceiling for just this little section. I'll have to cut that in. If I screw up a little bit, I may have to put cut in the flat paint again. It almost looks like the flat paint. I need to go over that, because when I put the masking tape on it and pulled the masking tape off, it might have discolored and pulled a little bit of the white paint off. See that? All that kind of stuff. There's some white that can be covered with the wall paint. So there's all kinds of stuff like that. When you see all those things, you can write them down. I'll write them down on a punch list because I keep thinking, oh, I'll remember that, I'll remember that, I'll remember that. And then you don't remember it all. Look around this light fix, look around that sprinkler. Do you see the remnants of the paint going around there? Almost like you can see a ring. That's because I cut that section in with the paintbrush because I couldn't do it with the roller. And when I stand back here, I can see a nice pretty little circle around it. Almost like it needs to be tapered out further. See there? See that nice little ring around there? Ring around the collar. I gotta fix that. And there's different things like that all over the place. And so it just depends how particular you want to be. See right in here where I cut in next to the this trim here, okay? I had to cut that in with the paintbrush, okay? But the rest of the wall was done with the roller. And I ended up cutting it in kind of thick, didn't I? Can you see the remnants of the cut in right in there? Because the light is shining on it, can you see that? That's always going to show up if I don't do something. So I could take a paintbrush and kind of blend that in a little bit so you don't see that as much. See that line? So there's all kinds of stuff like that. I'm not sure what happened to this wall. It almost looks like I was trying to rush. I can see right up in here, boom, 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 boom. See all that? I'm not sure if that was from me when I was putting the paint on. It almost looks like I didn't put enough paint on there. And so I'm toying with the idea from the end of the wall, maybe up to here, to repaint this wall right in here. Now granted, when I was painting that wall, I'm in a hallway here. The paint extension pole was longer than the hallway, so I had to stop and start from here down, and then from there up with the paint roller. And I can kind of see where I stopped, see? Along there. And then I must have done something else. On some other hallways, what I ended up doing is I got the paint, I only went from here over to about here in any one little go. And then when I got that section done, I would do this with my paint roller halfway, and then with my paint roller from down there up there halfway. Then I would unscrew it off the paint pole, and then I would take it just by hand with just the paint roller with no extension pole on it, and then go from top to bottom. That's what I like to do. And apparently I didn't. I might have done that, and then I think I added some extra paint when I got done with that. Right in here, I didn't think it was going to show, but look at that. It sure did, didn't it? Looks like one spot there, one spot there, one spot there. Good Lord, I can't leave it like that. And so, yes, I'll stick the craft paper down there, and I'll just go down with my paint roller as low as I want. I don't have to go perfectly. In fact, I still have to cut this in down there, and then that will blend in that top, and then it will blend in right in here, and I'll just kind of taper it right in here. You won't see it because it will be in the shade, so to speak. I don't think I have to go. I may look at this, and I may end up deciding to go above the door too, over to here, and just do this one little wall section. I can't leave that. That's right as soon as you walk in the door. You see that? I mean, that's a rookie there. I just can't leave that. Okay. So there's some tips for you when you get ready to paint, when you get ready to do touch up, when you get ready to do your door frames and all that kind of stuff. And when you get done, you can stand back and you can kind of take a look at your different areas, and then you can do any touch up or any finalizations before you put all your paint stuff in the garage and try to hide it for next time. Okay? Well, that's it for now. I got to get busy. I've got this door frame, this one door casing here, and the door jamb. I've got to paint, just like I was explaining to you. I did the, what did I do here? Oh, I did this edge all the way around, and then I did the edge here, and I did this casing around, and then I ran out of paint. I think I ended up doing this little section right there. But now that I got a fresh gallon of paint, that was the end of my 1 gallon of paint so far. Maybe that was my 2nd gallon of finished paint, a finished white paint for my doors, my door casings, my baseboard. I mean, semi-gloss paint goes a long ways. That was my 2nd gallon actually, because I had all these doors I painted too. See, all these doors got painted, both sides, on the edges, everything. Don't they look good? I did those. I didn't have a painter come out here. I did those with a paintbrush and a 4-inch mini roller. Hey, I've got that on an episode. I show you how to prep doors. I show you how to paint doors. I show you how to not get it so that you build up this edge after you put your paint on there, and to make sure you don't get that. I mean, I can put my finger on there and close my eyes, and it's the same all the way. Oh man, you try that on some of your doors. I ended up having to re-sand some of these. Well, this door here, this is a garage door. I haven't painted this one yet, but I did some sanding on it, and I did the edges because these were all rough and sharp, and the overage of paint was sticking out on them and stuff. It's all nice, ready to go now. Okay, and that's kind of what you got to do. It's all in the prep, baby. Have you ever heard that? It's not just us slap a coat of paint on there and be done. Come on, we got to go. Let's go. You said you were only going to be here for a day painting those doors. What's going on? Let's get out of here. We got to go to the next job. You know, the weekend's over. Your weekend warrior project is over. Come on, it's time to go to work now. All that kind of good stuff. You can't do that when you're doing doors and door casings and baseboards and all that. It is all in the prep. Because once you put that semi-gloss paint on, it's going to show everything. Trust me. It's going to show all kinds of stuff that you don't want to have showing. And then somebody's going to say, yeah, I told you should have hired somebody to do that. Maybe you don't have the money to hire somebody, but you still want it to look good. That's what my channel is all about. I'm just an average Joe, and all the different things. I got over 2,000 videos on my YouTube channel, and most of those I am doing things and showing you things on my own and letting you see that if I can do it, you should be able to do the same thing. And you can kind of see how I finish things, how I explain things, how I get things done, how I fix things, how I do all kinds of things that you may have thought you never could have done, or you never could have afforded, so you never got it fixed, or you could afford it and you didn't want to spend an arm and a leg for an electrician to come out to replace a light switch for 125 bucks. But you never knew how to do it, or an electrical outlet you were having issues with. I don't want to call an electrician. Last time I called an electrician, he charged me $95 before he even put his foot in the door of the house. And now he wants $65 more, $150, and what did he do? He installed 2 new plugs for me? Come on. So, hey, check my YouTube station out. Check all the episodes for this condo renovation. And hey, if you need more help on other things that I don't show on the condo renovation, go to my YouTube main channel page, go to playlists, click on playlists, and have at it. I got over 50 categories, and like electrical. If you want to know something about electrical, go to my electrical playlist, and every YouTube video that I posted on this YouTube channel will be under electrical know-how, or the playlist titled electrical something. And then I got painting ones. I got all kinds of them. Okay, so all you got to do is let your fingers do the walking, grab a bowl of popcorn, get in your easy chair, and have at it. All right, it's time for me to go to work.